Hello, everybody, and welcome to Join the Party, the show where I talk about a bunch of stuff I love, and hopefully you guys like some of it too. And I bring you news about things I like. And I'm no stranger to looking like a fool, especially on camera. So if I say anything wrong, if I'm just being stupid about something, then correct me down in the comments below. The topic of today's episode is Jurassic Park. Well, some Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, because that's coming up real soon. But I want to talk about Jurassic Park. And before we get into that, let's talk about a little bit of news. In video game news, Nintendo has released some information on their online services. You can do cloud saving, which will be good. I've heard some people have been playing Legend of Zelda. They're hours, hundreds of hours in, and then something goes wrong and they lose everything. So it's going to be great to have cloud saves. And they also talked a little bit about no virtual console. I know that's going to be a disappointment to a lot of people. But you sign up for their services and you get, I believe it's 20 NES games that you can play. And that's going to be the standard Mario. It's going to be Zelda. It's going to be all that good stuff that you love. But how do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about this thing being built up as having virtual console and most likely not actually ending up having virtual console? The Switch seems awesome. I really want to get one. I don't have the money because it would just be a Zelda platform for me. It would be I'd be spending $360 just to play Zelda. That seems a little bit too much, especially when I have my PlayStation Vita. Vita Island, what up? Up next in gaming news, Square Enix is going to have a massive installation at E3. What do you guys think is going to happen? So are they going to show more Final Fantasy VII Remake? Are they going to announce Final Fantasy 16? Are they going to do something just absolutely crazy with Final Fantasy? Or are they going to announce a bunch of new mobile games? Could just be a bunch of cell phone games, and they're going to have a cup noodle booth off in the corner and some kind of crossover. Like, if you get this pre-order of this cell phone game, you get a free soda pop. You get the Ignis soda with his expansion on Final Fantasy 15. In some movie news, Disney may get blocked by Comcast in buying 20th Century Fox. And I know what a lot of people are thinking. I know everyone thinks it'll be great if Disney has 20th Century Fox, because then all of those Marvel properties that 20th Century Fox has will go over to Disney and to Marvel, and they'll be able to make great movies with it. One, I'm not so big on the Marvel movies. I'm sorry. I don't want everything to be Disney-fied. I know people say that Star Wars and the Avengers isn't Disney-esque, but they always throw in stupid jokes that undercut every moment. Every time there's a moment, they have to throw in something dumb for everybody to have a little chuckle at, even though it's not that funny. Next up, 2 words. Wild Stallions! That's right. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 3, or Bill and Ted 3, because Bill and Ted 2 wasn't Excellent Adventure 2. But that's coming. It's coming back. The director being associated with the film is Dean Pariston. I think that's how you say his name. He directed Galaxy Quest, and the original people for the screenwriting are coming back for the movie, and man, it's going to be awesome. Everybody on board really wants to be a part of it, and they really love this, and hopefully, keep your fingers crossed, my boy, Eddie Van Halen, gets to be in the movie. He's got to be in there somewhere, just passing through, doing a solo, being the greatest guitar player on earth. That's going to be an episode one of these days, Eddie Van Halen. And this all brings us to the topic of the episode. Now, Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom is coming out June 22nd. We're right up on it, guys. It's going to be amazing. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Jurassic Park in general. And I have a storied history with Jurassic Park. A lot of people know it's one of my favorite movies of all time, as it is with most of you guys. Most everyone watching this, lady, man, whatever, kids, adults, everybody. Jurassic Park is one of those movies that just spans generations. And going into this movie, we're going to see a lot of new dinosaurs. We have if you look at the trailers, we have the Allosaurus, the Baryonyx, Carnotaurus. It's obvious that I love carnivores, but there's some herbivores in there too. Sinoceratops, I believe, was there. And the Stygimoloch is in there too. A lot of people, there's a big dispute over whether the Stygimoloch is its own dinosaur or if it is the juvenile version. What is juvenile? Juvenile version of the Pachycephalosaurus. And whatever your view is, it doesn't matter. It's going to be in the film and it's going to be beautiful. It's got little horns that if it is the juvenile form of the Pachycephalosaurus, then those horns fall off because there's a lot of movement that can happen in the skull of the Stygimoloch, and that's one of the reasons why you don't care. I'm also really excited about the horror elements of Fallen Kingdom coming, because the first movie, it was pretty scary. It's just going to be awesome to see horror back into it, because they really went towards action films, especially in Jurassic Park 3, which we don't talk about because it was filth. It was absolute garbage. It's not even part of the universe. Get it out of here. Back to the OG film. It was really something special, and even watching it today, it holds up so well. And with the CG elements, which you wouldn't expect to hold up in a movie that's that old. When there's horrible CG films coming out today. I mean, they had Stan Winston making the practical effects, like the dinosaurs. He's the one with his team who made the Tyrannosaurus Rex for the singing in front of the paddock where they're flipping over the cars and then the kids, he left us, he left us, all that stuff. Stan Winston was the man. They went through a lot of ideas on how to make these dinosaurs for the film. They had Phil Tippett in, who was the guy who does all of the stop motion for Steven Spielberg up to that point. He was the best in the business, but it was going to be stop motion. Think about the original Clash of the Titans. I know I was a lot older, but the original Clash of the Titans, if you just saw a bunch of dinosaurs stop motioning and lumbering around, would you be as scared and as enthralled as you were when you watched Jurassic Park? I don't think so. So it was amazing when ILM, just some people from ILM were like, full CG. Let's do full CG on the dinosaurs. Think that'll work? People were poo-pooing the idea, trying to get them away. But like, no. You know what? I'm going to go back to my office. I'm going to figure out how to do it. It's going to look beautiful. It's going to be amazing. One dude goes back to his office. He takes the skeletal structure of a Tyrannosaurus Rex and he CGs it into motion like it's running, you know? And he shows it to some of his buddies over there. And they're like, dude, we got to try this out. Put some skin on it. Make it look like a real Tyrannosaurus Rex out in the wild, just walking around. And we'll show it to some people. So he does that. They bring some execs in, some of the big wigs. They see this Tyrannosaurus Rex just walking majestically through the sun out in Hawaii, and they lose their minds. And that's what they had to do for the rest of the film because of that. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about CG. I know CG I don't know if I should feel good about them ushering in a whole new age of CG instead of practical effects. They did a lot of practical effects in this movie, but so many people rely on CG. You know what? No, I'm going to say that I do appreciate and I am excited for what they did, because CG has enhanced and made more movies and more moments movies better than it has ruined movies, even though it has ruined a lot of movies. I mean, Jurassic Park was just a spectacle. It was something that everyone could love, and one of the best parts about it is it unlocked people's imaginations. When you went to that movie, you wanted to figure out, you wanted to understand, and you wanted to look into something you didn't know about. A lot of people looked into dinosaurs and studied dinosaurs just because of that movie, because dinosaurs looked so cool. I know that's not necessarily the scientific look of how dinosaurs should be, especially the velociraptors, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. A lot of those kind of dinosaurs, they have feathers and they don't look that type of way, and people are always going to be jumping in the comments about that. But if at that time in 1993 humans could have made dinosaurs, we would have made them look like that, because that's what they thought at the time dinosaurs looked like. The people who said dinosaurs had feathers were on the fringe, and sure, that's come into the mainstream knowledge of dinosaurs nowadays, but those people, they were kind of laughed at a bit. So at the time, that was as real as it could have been. Why step away from it? It's still a fiction. It's still fun. They might be able to throw some feathers here and there on different dinosaurs just to, re-up it and show in that world just like ours that we've come further with our knowledge. But they crossed them with frogs, people. Frogs. They didn't cross them with birds for the movie. They crossed them with frogs. So they're going to be nice and smooth or scaly, you know? But there's so much. There's so much to talk about this film that we can unpack. And maybe I'll do that. I'll probably do that in future episodes, just to deep dive more into the film and not just the hype surrounding the film and Fallen Kingdom coming out. So until then, you guys just hold on to your butts. I'm sorry about that. Will you guys forgive me? Do I have to say the magic word? Please. If I start down the road of quoting the film, then I'm never gonna stop. So this is where I'll leave you. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you want any more of these juicy little giblets of episodes with stuff I love and stuff you guys love, and maybe even some interviews coming up, just click right up here. I think, or here. I don't know where I'm going to put it. You serious? Have a wonderful day.